Hello friends and welcome to the channel. This is Stormhaven Gaming, I'm John and this is Timberborn. Okay, we are picking up the action on day 7, so our Recultivator over here is still waiting to be built. We have, I believe, the gears that we need to finish it off. We only need like 144, we have 212 in storage. So we have all of the... Oh, we've just increased. There we go. The building animation has advanced a step. So we're getting closer. Lovely stuff. Yeah, we need... What do we need now? Yeah, 140 odd gears, which we have. We still need sort of 400 odd treated planks, which we don't have. We are producing them, but it's going to take a little bit of time. That's fine, we're not in any rush. There was some discussion about putting in a, whatever this one's called, the Fountain of Joy, so that it covers these buildings as well. And it was suggested that maybe we could put it in the badwater, but apparently they don't work in badwater, so that's not going to work. So, yeah, I don't really know where we'd be able to actually put one where it would have an effect. Because there's not a lot of space around for us to do that, unfortunately. Yeah, we'd need to basically sit right there to cover all of those houses, and we don't have the space to build. If I got rid of this pile of logs here, which, I mean, we can do that, we'd then be able to, in theory, maybe build up with dirt around the edge here. It would affect the amount of water we can store in this reservoir, but only a tiny amount, so it's not a huge problem. We might be able to squeeze one in over here. That will do the job. We'll have to see. Across here, we have our new lake going in. So, we are slowly filling it up. It's going to take a long time to fill, obviously. Presumably, we'll be able to... defeat the ravages of evaporation with just a single fluid dump. We'll keep an eye on it. I've put in some additional storing for water just there, so they won't have so far to go, and hopefully they will actually fill this with water. They should do. We have... yeah, we are above the limit without this, so yeah, looks like they are bringing water in now, look. There we go. Excellent stuff. Okay, that's all of that. Over on the other side, you can see that this lake is definitely getting cleaner. It is taking its time, but it is happening. You can see that the water that's flowing off the sort of exit valve here is definitely cleaner than it was, but it's only lightly contaminated. I could, and it has been suggested that I put in a stream gauge. So this measures depth, flow and contamination. So I'm going to stick one in there. We should be able to reach. We can't reach anywhere else really. So we'll stick with what's flowing out that side to give us some indication of the contamination level. I mean, I suppose... we could stick one in there, couldn't we? Let's do that. Stick one in there as well. Okay, we've got quite a high injury rate at the moment, which isn't ideal. We do still have both of our dirt excavators on, which we don't need. So let's drop, close down one, drop the other one down to half staff. Everything else is kind of necessary, I think. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else we can legitimately close down. We need to build up our stock of pretty much everything again. Paper we're okay for. Is it worth trying to shut down one of our paper mills temporarily? Yeah, let's give that a go and see what happens. Explosives we're doing okay for. We're nearly up to 1,000 there. We've got storage for 1,630, so We'll leave both of our explosives factories running. I assume both of our explosives factories are currently running. Yes, they are. There's the other one. Okay. Down here, we've got our new pine planting area in. We've got our floodgates in. So this is filled up. So this is now another area to store water in, which is good. Always useful. For some reason, we've missed out a spot there. Let's get those little spots filled in. I mean, there's no reason why we shouldn't go further, is there? Let's bring it a little bit further. There we go. And it was mentioned that I didn't need to have the forester and the tapper's shack in. So I'm going to demolish the tapper's shack there. We are going to fill that area with pine. And then when everything's planted up, we'll get rid of the forester and replace that with the tapper's shack. Because we don't need the forester once everything's planted. Because in theory, none of these trees should need replanting. In theory. We'll see how that goes. Okay, the next day then. I've spun on just a little bit past morning so that we can get these stream gauges finished. So, contamination 4%. That's pretty good. This one down here, also showing contamination of 4%. That's pretty good. I'm okay with that. It's probably a lot worse over here, but I'm okay with that at 4% at the moment. Yeah, that should be fine. Good stuff. Alright, let's spin on for a few more days then. We'll let the work continue on our Recultivator. How are we doing? Right, we've got all the gears we need. We've got all the metal blocks. We're just waiting for those last sort of 400 treated planks, which are going to take some time. So in terms of treated planks, we are producing 2 every 3 hours. Yeah, that's not great, is it? So it's going to take us a while to produce those. I'm going to reduce the working hours slightly because people were mentioning that the reason that the beavers aren't visiting the contemplation spots is that they don't have time at the end of the day. So, yeah, it's entirely possible. There are a lot of them that are quite far away from the district centre, which I think is affecting their efficacy somewhat. But we'll reduce the working hours back down to 14. That should be fine. I put it on 15 because it made the maths easier, I think, to work out the production of these. 3 hours, that's each one can produce 5 a day, so we'd be producing 10 a day at 15 hours. Right, let's spin on for a few more days and see how we do. Okay, day 14, and there's the bad tide warning. That should be fine. That shouldn't be too much of an issue. In terms of our building work, we are up to 1,673 of the 2,000 treated planks that we need. So we're not doing too badly. Everything else is going all right. We don't have any pine resin at the moment, which is slowing us down. Across here in our new pine planting area, I mean, everything's planted up. It's just going to take a little while for it to grow. So we'll get rid of the forester there, and we will pop in... Where are we? There we are. A tapper's shack in its place. And you are going to focus on pine resin, please. There we go. Our injury rate, as you can see, has halved, so that's good. That's a step in the right direction, at least. And across here, I've had a bit of a... Well, I'm not going to call it a brainwave, but I had an idea. And that is to actually move this back, rather than build up around the fountain. We could move this back, because we've already got a flat area just there that we can probably build up with a bit of dirt, and we'll be able to get the fountain in there. In fact, we might not even need to build it up. Thank you, autosave. But let's get these set off, shall we? There we go. All good. We can get ourselves some steps down just there. And then, in the monuments, where are we? There we are. Fountain of Joy. That will fit in pretty nicely there. And that will cover all of those houses. So that's good. We won't do it yet because it does require treated planks as well. And obviously we're saving our treated planks for our main monument. But that's where we can put that once the Recultivator is completed. Over here, this lake is slowly filling. We filled up the first section of it at least. Just, 2 more levels to go now, and we should be fine. It's going to take some time, but it's working. That area is going to fill with water. It's all good. And over here, the bluing continues. As you can see, it's visibly less polluted than it was at the start of the episode, and that was only, 2 weeks? Well, no, about a week ago, wasn't it? We've only played on for about a week. This is recording 2% contamination. This one is also recording 2% contamination, which is great. That's just the job. I mean, even this now looks almost like water. Slightly dirty water, but water nonetheless. So that's good. In terms of our bad water, we don't have a huge amount. We've got plenty of storage space for it. This is very slow to draw bad water out of here because it's not very contaminated. But it is working, which is nice. There we go, a 6-day bad tide shouldn't be too much of a problem. I think everything is closed up as it should be. I may have been a little premature with closing some of them, and a little late on some of the other ones. Hopefully we'll be alright. There should be plenty of water stored up elsewhere that we can feed through if things get dodgy, but 6 days shouldn't be a problem. Up here, if I spin around, this one here I closed up just after dawn yesterday, so I had a full day to get to pressure. And yet we still have contamination in there. Yeah, alright. Come on, let's drop that right down. We'll just open this up. That's, yeah. So a full 24 hours to get up to pressure in there, and it didn't. So, oh, flooded buildings. Where have we got flooded buildings? In here because we're still overflowing through there. No, that makes sense, yeah. That is set to 1.95. That's set to 1.9. So it should still be flowing through here. This is still flowing through here. This is still set to 1.9 as well. So that water should filter through. It's apparently stopped filtering through. Alright. Let's drop that down a little further. And we'll wait until this stops flowing there. We should have plenty of space in this area to take this additional water. If not, we can filter it through into the lower sections there. That's not a problem. There we go. At least the flooding is receding somewhat there. That should be fine. Our injury rate has plummeted. We're down to 2 injuries. That's all, which is nice. There we go. So that's all receded there. That's good. It should all be flowing through into here. And we should have plenty of space in here to accept that water. That's all right. Okay, yeah, that's fine. And now we've stopped flowing there. So again, we can close all of this back up again. There we go. All good. No problems at all. Over here, as you can see, we are still working our way through the bad water in here. We have 2% currently in there. And obviously, nothing there because there's no flow. But that's looking bluer already. So this is definitely working. These 2 pumps have definitely helped to clear this out, which is nice. Back up with our Recultivator, we are looking at, what? Oh, 1,730 treated planks we've got now. So that's not bad. So only about 270 left to supply. That's not bad. Still don't have any pine resin though, so that's going to take a while. We're not going to be producing very many treated planks at the moment. Down here in this new area, as you can see, the pines are starting to grow, so within a week we'll be able to start collecting pine resin from there as well. Yeah, that's all good. Alright, I'll spin on. I'll come back halfway through the bad tide and we'll see how we're doing. Okay, day 20, so about halfway through the bad tide. We're doing absolutely fine. Our injury rate is hovering. We've got 5 injured beavers at the moment. It did drop down to 2 at one point, which is nice. We've got a couple of buildings lacking materials. What have we got? Yeah. We don't have pine resin. What are you running low on? Badwater. We've run out of badwater. Alright, well, that's fine. That's not a problem. We can turn on some of these badwater pumps. I completely took my eye off the ball there. But that's alright. We'll get all of these turned, or 3 of those turned back on. We won't bother with that last one there. I assume that means that over here, there's just not a whole lot of bad water coming out of here anymore. That's still showing 2% contamination, which is fine. These are still pumping, so there is still bad water to draw out of there. It's just going to take a long time to get rid of any of it. But that's fine. Down here, the majority of our pine trees have grown. So, yeah, we're looking less than a week. And we'll start producing some pine resin out of here. So that will certainly help. Thank you, autosave. That'll help boost our production of pine resin and therefore treated planks. We've also started losing raw potatoes. Started to run, well, not run low. We've still got nearly 500. But we've got half of our storage, less than half of our available storage is filled. So, over here I've expanded the potato planting a little bit again, just to get some more coming in. And over here, I've cleared some of the space that was dedicated to sunflowers, since we're doing pretty well for sunflower seeds now. And we can replace those with potatoes. So, let's just chuck some potatoes in, I guess, all the way up to the end there, might as well. No reason not to. There we go. So that should hopefully help us a little bit. I've already put in some storage down here for potatoes. We'll set that to supply so that it gets sent. Any potatoes that are harvested can get sent into the main colony. That should be fine. Up here, the filling of this lake is continuing. It's also slow progress, but it is getting there. Hopefully this area of hydration here will spread once it gets up to this level. It should go a little further back that way, and then we'll have an area here that we can use for a bit of natural tree planting. We'll put in a lido. We can put in some showers maybe. You know, just pretty the place up a bit. Put some well-being stuff around it, and hopefully help boost that well-being rating a little bit more. We are a little bit far out. We do have a zipline station there that's 60 away from the district centre, which isn't too bad, so we should be fine. We can't really put in any more anyway. It's all a little bit crowded at the moment. But no, we should be alright. That should work well, I think. And we still have plenty of water in this reservoir up here, so it looks like having I mean, it's only been 3.5 days. But that hasn't dropped too far. We should be alright with putting our fountain in there. Okay, I'll spin on to the end of the bad tide then. Okay, there we go. There's the end of the bad tide. We did absolutely fine. Still plenty of food and water. Our potatoes are beginning to improve again, so that's okay. We're starting to get a few more units of bad water stored up. Books, still not doing great, but it's not terrible. We've still got plenty to supply our beavers with for the moment. We will keep an eye on it though. Paper has shot back up again, so that's good. Gears are building up. Planks are fine. Everything else is fine. Yeah, almost everything else is fine. But that should start improving. We should start getting some more pine resin in the next few days, so that is okay. In terms of our Recultivator, we only need 200 more treated planks, and then we are done. So hopefully it shouldn't take too much longer. Hopefully. I mean, it kind of will. But it will be done. It will get done reasonably soon. Okay, so this is going to start filling up again. I'm going to wait until we start overflowing there before I open up the sluices down there. There should be plenty of water all the way through, so we don't have to worry about it. This should be flowing anyway, so yeah. We just need to open up all of these again. So we'll drop these down to 1.6. I think that one's around 1.65. And we'll set that one to about 0.8. That should be fine. Already got flooded buildings. Excellent stuff. Nope, they're okay. It was just a sudden rush. That's okay. Alright then. Over here. Yep. We are still at 2%. This should start flowing once we... Oh, we already have clear water coming through here. That's okay then. Right, let's close those up then. And where are we? There we are. We can open that one again. That should be everything, I think. That's not everything. Put this at 1.75. And we'll do the same just there. Okay, all good then. How are our potatoes doing here? Halfway towards being done. That's fine. Everything's fine. It's all fine. I'll spin on. Okay, well, day 3 after the bad tide, and as you can see, we are getting some of these pines now producing resin. So that's already pushed up our supplies of resin over 50. So our wood workshops should have no problem converting some of those into treated planks. So that should, in theory, speed up the construction of our recultivator over here. We're at 1836, so just over 150 treated planks left to get. So that's good. Over here, we did start flowing through here briefly, so I opened up the sluice at the bottom. That's obviously slowed down the filling up of this and has stopped it overflowing. Yeah. That should start again fairly soon, though. Hopefully that shouldn't be a major issue. We should be getting all of that water through there. The water has started flowing out of this reservoir here, so it's flowing towards our, well, what was our bad water reservoir, which is now 1% contamination. We're nearly done. We've nearly cleaned that whole lake, which is both surprising and pleasing. Start of day 8 then. We are progressing. We just need another, 94 treated planks, and our earth recultivator will be completed. So we are definitely moving in the right direction. We have plenty of pine resin. We have plenty of planks. It's just a case of mixing the two together and getting them over here. So, yeah, maybe another couple of weeks and that will be done. All this is filled up nicely. We're getting some erratic flow through here. We do have both of our water pumps on just there, so they are drawing out of here. But that should be okay. There aren't any major problems caused by it. Over here, I'm in the process of putting in some more dynamite. We're going to clear out this little nodule here, and I'm going to put in another fluid dump here to help this lake fill, because it is taking its time a little bit. Not ideal. Honestly, I don't know where our builders... Oh, I do know where our builders are. Let's... Yeah, we have put that on a high priority, so we should get a beaver over here momentarily. But they might be busy over here putting in the last of these windmills. These are only on a normal priority, so they should be focusing on the explosives first. But we'd only have one more strip of these windmills to put in, and then we've completed our little power generation area there, which is nice. There we go, the explosives are in, so let's set those off. Lovely stuff. And we'll stick another fluid dump in just there and pop that on a priority as well. Just so we can get all of this filled up more quickly. Across here, very little trace of contamination remains. We're still showing 1% on our stream gauges there. And we are still pumping bad water out of here. But as you can see, it's incredibly slow. Far slower than the 0.33 hours it would normally take to produce one. Yeah, and we're producing one every 2 days or something like that, I think. Maybe less. So yeah, we've pretty much wiped out the bad water in this little reservoir here, which is lovely stuff. Lovely stuff. Yeah, everything's going pretty well. So I'll spin on until we get the drought or bad tide warning, or until the Earth Recultivator is finished. Whatever happens first. It'll probably be the drought or bad tide warning, honestly. Right, start of day 11. We've got no drought or bad tide warning at the moment, but that will happen in the next couple of days, I suspect. In terms of our Earth Recultivator, we're up to 1,972 of the 2,000 that we need, so we are very, very close to getting that finished. We don't actually have the beavers to work in it, unfortunately. Yeah. We need 10 workers. We do have 10 workers, but that's it. And then just 7 more. So we are likely to need more housing. Now, there's not a lot of space over here, but I did say that we could put some over here. However, if we're going to be putting in the, whatever the monument's called, the Fountain of Joy here, if we're going to be putting that in down here, it would make sense to put some more housing over this side, wouldn't it? So I'm going to do that. I'm going to pop in just the one for the moment. And we'll stick it in, I guess about... Oh, no. Come on, John. Focus. We'll stick it in about there. And then we can bring the path along there like that. And we'll bring some steps up like so. There we go. That's not hugely far from the district centre. That's 71 away, so it's a little bit far, but it's not terrible. But once that's built, we can obviously put in some more decoration around it. We do keep getting some erratic flow, so some of our buildings, especially down here, do keep flooding. I'll drop that down another 5. That should be alright. Yeah, should be alright. But that's due to this overflow flowing erratically, basically. This keeps cutting off and then continuing again. Not sure why we've got erratic flow through here at the moment. It might just be because we've got these water pumps going and they are actually drawing quite a lot of water at the moment. I assume that's what it is, because there's nothing else that should affect the flow through there. But our new lodge is in already and already has 8 dwellers in it, so that's alright. We've got a bit more space. We've had a couple of deaths, so we've lost some of our free beavers. But hopefully this new lodge here will help boost our population enough to get the level of unemployed that we need to run the Earth Recultivator. So we still just need 20 treated planks. I'll spin on, again, either until the start of the drought or bad tide, or until that Recultivator is complete. Okay, right, we're on day 12. We're approaching the end of day 12. We have all of the resources we need to finish the Earth Recultivator. Whether or not they'll get it done by the end of the day, probably unlikely. But what I have done is I am going to, let's demolish that lodge there. Because I've put in another lodge over here, because I realised that that doesn't cover that area. Yeah. So building the lodge there, not a good idea, because it wouldn't be covered by the Recultivator. My mistake, but that's fine. It's over there now, so we'll have the... hopefully we'll have the beavers available to work in the Recultivator once it's built, which isn't going to be today. Okay, day 13, there's the drought warning. That's fine. We've got 3 days till that arrives. The Recultivator should be done before then. Should. they've got 10% left to build. They've got all the resources. They just need to get on and build it. We're not building anything else. So our builders should all be focusing on that. And by the looks of it, they are. So hopefully this should get built fairly quickly. But I'll spin on until it's done. Okay, we are so close to getting this Recultivator finally completed. It should only take a matter of moments now, hopefully. Well, maybe a couple of hours in game time, but they are working away steadily. They are getting it done. So any moment now we'll have that completed. We don't have anywhere near the beavers we need to actually operate it, though. We have 17 children, 7 spare spaces, but only 3 adults. We've just had a bit of a death wave, unfortunately. But there we go. The Recultivator is complete. Lovely stuff. We should be able to get a lot of what we need to launch. We've got, let's have a look, 354 paper. That's fine. We have, where's the extract? There we are, 1,500 extract. So again, should be fine. And there's the drought. 7 days should not be a problem for us. Right, we are close to getting all the paper we need. We're about just over 100 shy. We are producing it, so that shouldn't be too much of a problem. We are also going to be constructing a large warehouse back there to store paper, which should make it easier. I mean, in terms of extract, we have plenty. We've already filled that up with 500, and we still have over 1,000 left in storage, so I'm not too worried about that. But certainly, we need to boost our paper a little bit. Using all the paper for this is also affecting the number of books that we have. So I'm wondering if it's actually going to be worth putting in another paper mill. Maybe. It might be. I don't know. I don't know where we'd be able to fit one. Whether we'd be able to squeeze one in up here somewhere. Yeah, we'd be able to squeeze one in there. Go on then. Let's do that. Let's squeeze a paper mill in there. We'll up the priority on that a little bit. Over here, as you can see, our second fluid dump has helped us to fill this lake pretty well. So next episode we'll start doing some decoration around there. Over here, we still have our badwater pumps running, but they don't appear to be drawing a huge amount out. That's just ticked up one there. Yeah, there's not a lot coming out of there. Our stream gauges are showing 0 contamination. Obviously that one is because there's nothing there, but yeah, 0 contamination in there. So it looks like we've pretty much cleared out this reservoir here. So we just have more fresh water over here, which is really nice. Okay. I think we're going to end it there. I'm going to be cheeky and not set off our Earth Cultivator until next episode. We've still got 100 paper to try and to find for it. So yeah, we'll wait until next episode before we set that off. So we'll see how we do with the drought, and then we'll be able to set off this Recultivator, and hopefully we'll push our well-being up. In the meantime, we've got 80 treated planks. So what I am going to do is set up the Fountain of Joy just on the edge there, I guess. That will be fine. So they'll start building that with the planks, treated planks and metal blocks. We have all of them except for the treated planks, and we already have almost half of almost all of what we need. I thought we needed 200. We only need 100. So yeah, we're very close to getting that done already. So, thank you very much for watching. Please do give us any comments down below. Thank you very much for all the people who do engage and comment and like and subscribe and all of that. On that note, please do give us a like and a subscribe. It really does help the channel out. And please join us next time. Till then, I've been John. This has been Timberborn. Please do take care of yourselves, stay safe, and bye-bye.